breaking, special report. When I saw last night's RNC, I thought, enough is enough. Why isn't America tuned in to dumpster fire?
Enough was enough. And I said, let Trumpomania run wild, brother.
That was a good shirt rip. I'm impressed.
Enough is enough. This is the United States of Bro-America, and we are going to fight. Look, here's the problem, America. You're not watching my show, and if you had been, you would know that we've been descending into idiocracy for a long time, and that was on full display last night when we had Kid Rock.
Say fight! Fight! Say fight! Fight! Say fight! Fight! Say somebody scream!
We had Dana White.
I'm in the tough guy business. And this man is the toughest, most resilient human being that I've ever met in my life.
We had Hulk Hogan, and we had Trump, who was subdued for a minute, and then he couldn't help himself. The guy can't help himself. You can't. We had to do an update after the RNC. It is too much of a dumpster fire to ignore. I was thinking about my tweet where I was saying this is leadership, and a lot of people were pushing back and saying, no, Bridget, this is showmanship. I had a tweet where I was like, in the aftermath of say what you will, like it or not, the instinct to get up and fight is leadership. And maybe my friends were right. It might be showmanship, but I was thinking there's a thin line between leadership and showmanship, because when your back's against the wall, you've got to kind of project confidence, even if you aren't necessarily sure you're going to win or feel it, or you're all going to die. So there is a sense that the bros have fought back against the culture. It was so American.
Yeah.
I seriously was waiting for Hawk Tuah to come out and give a speech. It wouldn't have surprised me.
No.
We are living in idiocracy.
President of America! President Camacho!
Mike Judge is a genius, and he was decades ahead of his time, and we are fully there right now. We're one step away from it.
Put Detroit City back on the map. We singing Trump.
Trump has a lot of momentum, obviously. He has a lot of goodwill. Even though he did his speech, if he had ended at 35 minutes, people might have believed that a real spiritual shift had occurred. He continued for another hour and a half after that or so, or an hour after that. It was a testosterone fest. It really was. It's pushing back. There has been, as we've mentioned, the Longhouse and all the whiny guys online who get sad. They're not wrong pointing out that there has been, and we've mentioned it here, there has been a kind of war on masculinity to a certain extent. And this felt very much to me like an F you to that. The Democrats really do have their work cut out for them. Not only are they in disarray, there's a lot of rumors that Biden will be gone by Monday. By the time this drops, he could very well have dropped out. There's a real sense that the Democrats don't like America. There's been a lot of rhetoric about how it's systemically racist and this country is deeply broken and whiteness is this thing that you can never fix and you should always atone for. And there's all of this structural racism that we can never get outside of. And there's structural sexism that's inherent to the patriarchy and all of this gibberish from Tumblr and academia and gender studies. And it's not fun. It's just not fun. It's naggy. It's a little bit too me, and now the bros, they've been rising. The bros have been rising. It's a country of people who are definitely sick of being looked down on, told that they can't drive gas cars, told that they're inherently, systemically, implicitly biased at all times, told that they're wrong and they're the reason for all evil in the world. People are gonna not like that. And it's not just white men, it's all men. All of the men are feeling this. Why Trump is getting more and more men from every single demographic. And honestly, they just looked like they were having fun.
Fight! Say fight! 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 Say
You can't fight fun. Fun will always win, unfortunately. I know people want to be like, these are serious times that require serious measures. This is not a serious country. Embrace, let it wash over you. I pray if I was going to do something for my platform, I would pray for everyone who has lost their sense of humor in these darkly hilarious times. Because if you aren't able to laugh at this and be like, some semblance of, we're going to be all right. I have to believe we're going to be okay. Maybe not, but I don't think one person or the other is going to be the reason that we're not, ultimately. I just think one side seems to like America and one side is projecting this sense that they hate it. And that's a big problem for the Democrats, whether they realize it or not. You've got to take responsibility for where you are. You've been given a lot. You don't have to walk around apologizing to the world for being an imperialist nation or whatever. You didn't ask to be born into this nation any more than anybody else did. These are the cards you were dealt. Play them to the best of your ability. Deconstructing the whole thing is generally not going to be popular. People don't want their cities burned down filled with homeless drug addicts. They want some sense of protection. They want to feel safe. They want to feel like they can take their kids to parks. They want to feel like they can afford gas. They want to feel like they can afford groceries. It's the economy, stupid. The other thing I was thinking about, and what I've noticed from looking online at all the people who have managed to say, somewhat sane, look, we're all crazy. No, none of us are coming out of this mentally unscathed. I'm sorry. But the people who do seem to be thriving, or at least, very least, doing the best, like really leaning into it, are the people with trickster energy. We all have roles. Trickster makes this world. I felt very lost in the world, actually, until I learned about coyote and trickster mythology and realized that is the energy that I need, and that this is the energy that it's the time we're in right now. It's a very trickster energy that we're inhabiting. And if you can't embrace like he who dupes others and who has always duped himself, the Lord of the in-between, the kind of person who's coming and going, it's going to be challenging. It's going to be a challenging time. And I think the people that I've noticed who have managed to kind of sail through the last 8 years somewhat unscathed, or at least no worse than they were, are all people who seem to inhabit. They're the meme lords. It's why memes are so fulfilling, why they're so gratifying, because that is the trickster energy appealing to our psyche and trying to make sense of these darkly hilarious times. Hulk Hogan at the RNC. Somebody last night had a meme and it was like how it started, how it's going. And it was the George Washington portrait. And then Hulk Hogan, like, come on. If you can't find humor in that, I'm worried about you're not going to do well. You're not, it's going to be a tough ride for you. And so with that, I hope you all hang in there. We'll be back and we love you. And Trickster makes this world, baby. Go read that book. It'll help you put some framing around this time in the world and the vibes, because it's all about the vibes. Peace out. You guys have heard me talk about my Bone Charge, and if you haven't, you're about to. Bone Charge is a holistic wellness brand with a huge range of evidence-based products to optimize your life in every way. Red light therapy has been reviewed in over 4,000 peer-reviewed studies, with 400 plus being double-blind placebo trials. And not only do these studies show amazing health benefits, not one has shown any negative side effects. I've been using their red light face mask, and it's amazing. I use it every night for 10 minutes. It calms me down. It boosts collagen and elastin production. It's super lightweight on the face and it doesn't get hot. Other problems the red light face mask helps with: wrinkles, fine lines, sore jaw, eczema, migraines, acne, scar tissue, wound healing, relaxation, razor burn, ingrown facial hair. The list is endless. I've also noticed a big difference in the fine lines and wrinkles. and even my sunspot. My skin is glowing more. I really love it. Like self-care. You know, we need this self-care. If you don't love yourself, like no one will love you. Go to bonecharge.com/Bridget and use coupon code Bridget to save 15% off, which is an amazing deal. That's BONCHARGE.com/BRIDGET. Then use the coupon code Bridget to save 15%. Link is in the description below.